Just a week left before America votes for the next president of the United States. It's been a wild and unpredictable 2-year campaign, to say the least. And for all the hate the mainstream media has for Trump, Clinton can't even hide from her own scandals right now. Private email server probes, WikiLeaks hacks, health concerns, and most recently, reports of an FBI investigation into the Clinton Foundation. With so many scandals, many Americans are feeling a bit of information overload. The media and various commentators have focused on the more tabloid elements of the leaked emails rather than the stuff that actually matters. I'm sure we all laughed hearing Colin Powell remark that Bill Clinton was still at home dicking bimbos, or that a longtime aide to the former president called his daughter Chelsea a brat. But in the past few days, amongst all the discussion of the FBI's discovery of 650,000 emails, there have been a couple of major revelations that frankly play right into the rigged system claims of Donald Trump. Let's start with WikiLeaks. Yesterday, it was revealed for the second time in this election cycle that current acting DNC chair Donna Brazile, who has been a longtime on-air contributor for CNN, forwarded a debate question to the Clinton campaign. You can see in the subject line of this email that says, quote, "From time to time, I get the questions in advance," unquote. She then goes on to mention that the death penalty will be a question. And sure enough, in a primary debate against Bernie Sanders, the death penalty was brought up, and Clinton gave a long, thought-out answer. But watch Brazile here attempt to explain herself to Fox News' Megyn Kelly.
How did you get that question, Donna?
Well, Kelly, since I play straight up, and I'll play straight up with you, I did not receive any questions from CNN. Let's just be
Where'd you
very
get it?
clear.
Where did you get it?
First of all, what information are you providing to me that will allow me to see what you're talking about? Everybody
You got the WikiLeaks released a March 12th Podesta email showing you messaging the Clinton campaign with the exact wording of a question asked at the March 13th
Kelly,
CNN TV1 town hall debate.
Kelly,
where did you get it?
You know, as a Christian woman, I understand persecution, but I will not sit here and be persecuted because your information is totally false. What you're telling the American people.
I'm getting it from Podesta's email.
I'm sorry, Donna. You might be a good Christian woman, as you just said, but you just lied to Megyn Kelly's face. And as tends to happen, Brazile's been busted again. WikiLeaks published this email here from Brazile in which the subject reads, quote, "One of the questions directed at HRC tomorrow is from a woman with a rash," unquote. This was ahead of a debate in Flint, Michigan, where there was a story where lead had contaminated the drinking water. Remember, Brazile is the second DNC chair to become embroiled in an ethics controversy after former chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign ahead of their convention in July, when it was revealed that she, the media, and the DNC had colluded against Bernie Sanders during the primary period. Yesterday, Brazile was fired from CNN. But there is another story you may have missed over the weekend. It's now being reported that in both the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post that at least 4 FBI field offices are currently investigating the Clinton Foundation. This is not something we had heard before. According to the Wall Street Journal article, agents in the Los Angeles office had received information about the Clinton Foundation from an unrelated public corruption case and even issued subpoenas for bank records related to the foundation. This was while the Washington field office was investigating the financial relationship between the foundation and longtime Clinton ally, Governor Terry McAuliffe of Virginia. But it was the field office in New York, with the help of the office in Little Rock, Arkansas, that had done most of the work, according to sources in the article. From there, the FBI had a meeting with the Justice Department in February. This meeting did not go well from the FBI's perspective. No need to wonder why, though. Don't forget the current Attorney General, the head of the Justice Department, is Loretta Lynch. And you remember when Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch had an impromptu meeting in advance of the FBI's July announcement that there would be no charges laid against Clinton in the email server case?
Well, I did see the president at the Phoenix airport the other night. As I was landing, he was headed out. He did come over and say hello and speak to my husband and myself and talk about his grandchildren and his travels and things like that. So that was the extent.
You don't by chance think that maybe they also talked about this FBI probe into the foundation, do you? Well, I think given what we know about the unethical behavior of top Democratic Party officials from WikiLeaks and Project Veritas, that it's very likely that that's the case here too. And just this morning, more revelations from the FBI as they released 120 pages of files surrounding a 2001 investigation into presidential pardon granted by President Bill Clinton in his last hours in office to Marc Rich. Rich, who was indicted in 1983 on 65 criminal counts, including income tax evasion, wire fraud, racketeering, and trading with Iran during the oil embargo, had been living in Switzerland since the indictment. However, the FBI investigation was looking into allegations the pardon was bought, since Rich had donated to the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton's 2000 Senate campaign, and a large donation to the Clinton Foundation. While the FBI files redact the amount of cash donated, media reports at the time put the total amount, around $1.5 million. Proof that the foundation's corruption has been around as long as the foundation itself. Now, during this election period, and especially recently, Trump has been using the term rigged system to describe the blatant and brazen corruption by the Democrats and their allies this election, including the media. Of course, Bernie Sanders once believed the system was rigged too, until he got to the inside, that is. And after what I've just outlined in this story, can you actually tell me that there hasn't been an attempt by the dishonest media and unethical Democratic Party activists to rig the system? For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Thank you so much for watching, and with just a week left, like I mentioned, you want to keep it locked to our YouTube channel for the honest truth about Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and the US election.